it's Madison and welcome to another video. So since school's starting soon, my upload schedule will be different. So instead of uploading videos twice a week, I'll be uploading videos whenever I can, not on a set schedule like I've been doing for the past few weeks. I haven't done a formal book review since July. I finally read a book that I thought needed to be shared, and that is Field Notes on Love by Jennifer E. Smith. This is a very short book, less than 300 pages, so it is a very fast read, and it took me no time at all to get through this. So if you can't tell from the cover, this is a YA contemporary romance, and normally I'm not the biggest fan of contemporaries, but I actually received this book from my local library for free for participating in their summer learning program, so I'm very happy that I got this book because I ended up loving it. This book follows two characters, Hugo and May, and their journey across the US by train. Hugo and his girlfriend broke up sometime before he's supposed to go on this cross-country trip with her, and he's left with two non-refundable, non-transferable train tickets. And he needs his girlfriend there to use them because the tickets are under her name, or else he can't go. And then in comes May, an aspiring filmmaker who has just gotten rejected from the filming school of her dreams. And she needs to escape her current life and just find the spark of inspiration for her new film. And May just happens to have the same exact name as Hugo's ex-girlfriend. So, if you can't tell where this is going, Hugo and May end up going across the country by train with one another, being complete strangers. Hugo is from England and May is from New York State. I love everything about this book. It is so lighthearted and just happy. I mean, that's kind of the point of contemporaries. It's supposed to be uplifting, and I mean the cover, it's bright with a bright blue and bright pink. Even though the book has an overarchingly happy tone, there are some sad moments and it made me tear up a little bit. Didn't make me full on cry. This book has everything that someone wants in a good contemporary romance. But right now, I guess I'll just go into the characters. There aren't really that many characters in this book, only the two main ones, Hugo and May, and then another prominent side character. So I'll start off with Hugo. So one thing that the book starts out with is that Hugo is one child in a sextuplet. So if you don't know what that is, it is where basically 6 siblings are born all at once, kind of like twins and triplets, but there are 6. Ever since Hugo could remember, his family and his siblings have been the center of attention in their small town, and they're basically like mini celebrities there. The AC just went on. We're in the middle of a heat wave right now. So yeah, that is not nice at all. I'm literally burning up right now, and it's like 9 o'clock at night. So being in this celebrity household in his small town in England, he is given a lot of opportunities that not that many other kids would get. So for his entire life, he's been grouped together with his 5 other siblings doing photo shoots, being the subject of books and blogs, and then also getting a scholarship to their local college. Hugo doesn't really want all this attention. He wants to discover his true self, and he feels like he's kind of limited by his current family situation. And if you can imagine life in an 8-person family, that sounds kind of chaotic to me. So I could definitely see how Hugo feels left out or that he can't express his true self. And then on his trip with May, he discovers his true self and decides what he wants to do in life, and that may be different from what he has thought he wanted to do all along. Now the second main character, May. So May has been an inspiring filmmaker her entire life, and she submitted her best film yet to the USC film program. She got accepted to USC, but rejected from the film school. And since her lifelong dream has just been crushed in front of her, she doesn't really know what she wants to do. She feels unmotivated and not really creative at all, and she doesn't know when that next spark of creativity will inspire her next film. But then one day, May discovers a post on social media somewhere asking for a Margaret Campbell to take a trip across the United States by train with a guy named Hugo. Hugo is a total stranger to her, so she's thinking like, oh, should I do this? Should I not? But she decides to pack up all of her things with her camera and tripod and hopes to find that one spark that she needs on the train. So those are just quick summaries about Hugo and May, and I love them as characters. Sometimes in books like this, 2 love interests may get together without any real build-up or explanation for their interest in one another, but this one definitely did it right. It was kind of more of a slow burn romance. The reader can really see Hugo and May's progression with one another. One last character that I'm going to talk about is actually May's grandma. So May's grandma is a very prominent figure in her life. May is an only child and she has 2 dads, so her grandma is really the only female influence on her life. And sadly, her grandma has cancer and she's battled with it for many years, so she's really weak at this point. Leading up to the trip with Hugo, May doesn't really want to leave because her grandma could pass away at any moment, but her grandma is the one that encourages her to take this trip because May's grandma actually fell in love on a train ride 50 years earlier, and she wants May to have the same experience. So now I'm going to be moving into the pro and con side of the review. So for the cons, I honestly can't really name any, except for that it was frustrating to read at times just because I am so invested in this book and the characters and wanting the best for them that if one thing goes wrong, I just get super angry and frustrated at the book because there's some situations that I'm like, why is it like that? And some of these situations are sad and I thought that they were gonna be done for. But being frustrated in a book is not really a bad thing because that's just a sign of good connection with the world and the plot and the characters. Some pros are that there is good LGBTQ+ and diversity representation. May has 2 dads, like I said earlier, and they are very central to her life, and Hugo is Black. And there are some moments in the book where Hugo experiences racism in the US, so that was definitely interesting to see in a contemporary like this. And the last pro is that it just made my heart feel warm. That's the one thing that you want to get out of books like this. You just want to have an overall takeaway of happiness. And that's what this book gave me. So for this short segment, it'll probably be like 30 seconds to a minute long. I'll be talking about spoilers. So if you don't want to hear spoilers for this book, then skip to this timestamp. So spoiler time. I don't know how many of you have actually read this book because I'd never heard of it before I got it gifted to me, but the ending. It's everything that I want in a contemporary romance. I love how the author leaves the fate of Hugo and May up to the reader's interpretation. I really like that. And I absolutely love May's film idea that she has on the train. It just seems such a good idea of interviewing all these different people that you meet on your journey across the US and asking them about their lives and their love and everything like that. It just seems like you can get so many diverse answers and you can meet so many people that you may never see again, but you'll just have this simple connection with them, which I think that's a really cool idea. And I wish I could see the real life documentary that May made. It's kind of like a short documentary, but I really wish these characters were real and that it was based on a true story, but that's what fiction is. It's not real. And this is the only thing that I have to connect me to May's film. Okay, so this is the end of the spoiler section. Now I'll be talking about recommendations. So I would definitely recommend this book to anyone who loves contemporary romances or just any contemporary because it takes place in the present day, obviously not in a pandemic and global lockdown like we are right now. But another fun recommendation that I could give is that if you like trains, you should read this book. I know that's kind of funny to say, but it's true. Before this pandemic, I took a train to school every single day, reading about a book that's set on a train for a majority of the story. It kind of brought me back to that time when I was taking the train, and it was cool to see the characters experience trains for the first time, and especially long train rides. If you can't guess already, I rated this book 5 out of 5 stars. It is absolutely phenomenal. The writing is amazing, and the plot and the characters have so much detail written into them. I highly suggest that you pick up this book. It is very short and it shouldn't take that long to read, probably a couple hours or so. And if you do read this book, let me know what you think about it. I would love to hear your thoughts. I would really appreciate it if you like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next video.